Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Sir.
Good morning. We'll start in couple of minutes. Okay. So in our previous class, we have discussed about the different types of animal tissues. The last one we discussed was about the different types of muscle tissues. Okay. Striated muscles, unstriated muscles, heart or the cardiac muscles. Hmm. Which of these three types of muscles, that is the striated, unstriated and cardiac, which one is having the branched structure?
The cardiac muscles are branched.
Cardiac muscles are branched. They are also very similar to the striated muscles, that is the voluntary muscles, but additionally they are also branched. So that is one interesting one there. Okay. So today we are going to finish this chapter. Little bit only was left, that is the neurons or the nervous system, the cells of the nervous system. So the tissue, that is the neuron called a tissue? Is neuron a tissue?
So neurons are cells and they make up the tissue,
Yeah,
the neural tissue.
the neural tissue. Okay, when we are referring to the tissue, we will call it as the neural tissue. The neural tissue is made up of the neurons. Okay, so when we look at the typical structure of the neuron, that is figure 3.13 is there. So here you will see that there is a certain head like structure, okay, from which different structures are radiating out, okay, and there is a very long body, and coming out from the body are some short extensions are there, okay. This long body may or may not be covered by a certain kind of thick membrane, a covering, okay. So the two major portions, this portion where we have the head and it contains the nucleus, okay, and it also has certain thick granules are also there in this one, okay, discovered structure. This whole structure here is called the perikaryon. Peri means what? Perimeter, okay, perimeter, from perimeter it comes, no, perikaryon comes from perimeter and all. So outside, okay, circle outside the circumference is called perimeter, like that only. Here perikaryon means this particular structure that is outside the karyon. The karyon means what? Prokaryotes, eukaryotes. So whenever this karyon, what is that? Carry, Kary, meaning? I think you have all written something about the project, you know, prokaryotes, eukaryotes, organelles of the cells. Have you done it?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Right. So I think you should be able to remember from there that there are the prokaryotes and eukaryotes. Prokaryotes. So what is meaning of prokaryotes?
Sir, which have well developed cell organelles.
Well developed.
Cell organelles. Also, they have a DNA. Not
So
an RNA.
prokaryotes do not have a nucleus, so how would they have a cell organ?
Prokaryotes,
Unicellular,
primitive. Yes, they are primitive. Karyon means nucleus, primitive nucleus. You guys are not preparing. You guys not revising anything. I think this lockdown is taking a very negative impact on your study patterns. So if this will affect the pattern, that is the habit, difficult to get back into the regular habit, okay, because you already know habits make the person, and this lockdown behavior is changing the habit and behavior of the students, how they study, what is their routine, all these things are getting disturbed. For a student of class 9 it's very difficult, no, next board exam we cannot really afford to be like that, so we have to keep the routine up, keep revising. So prokaryotes, pro means primitive, carry on means nucleus, very important term. So here this is also extremely important, repeating question. This is what I have called perikaryon or cyton. So this is the cell body, okay, it is also called by, this is the main cell body, that is called the perikaryon, cyton or cell body of the neuron. The other structure which is very long, the mid region, is called the axon. Axon sounds something like axis, okay, axis, something like in a globe there is an axis, right? So we take like that only, axon. And this lower region, it is called the axon endings. or axon terminal. So there are these three structures are there. Okay, this is extremely important. Perikaryon or cyton or cell body, it has the nucleus. Okay, and it is connected with these fine fibers that are radiating outwards. These are known as the dendrites. Okay, so basically what is going to happen, this axon terminals of one neuron is going to connect with the next neuron, because you know neurons are doing relay function. Okay, they are like wires, so they are going to relay the electrical signal over the long distance. So one neuron is connected to another neuron, so there the dendrites and the nerve extensions, these nerve endings, they will be connected. Okay, so the axons, okay, if many axons, different nerves, axons are coming together as a bundle, then it is called a nerve. Okay, so neuron is the unit, it is the unit. Okay, just like cells are the unit of the living organism, so neuron is the unit of this neural tissue. A nerve is not the unit. What is a nerve? Nerve is the bundle, these axons, so number of neurons will be there. Sometimes what happen is that these neurons will all be bundled together. It is visible to our eye also. Okay, that bundle will be very much visible to our eye. It may be somewhat gray color, so that is what we say it is a nerve. Okay, so we all know that nerve tissue is concerned with the perception, response, okay, all these kind of sensory functions it is also involved, how the messages are being sent from one part of the body to the other part. Okay, any doubts you have in this one? Okay, so in the end of the chapter there are some multiple choice question, very short questions and so on. Okay, please solve them, because at least you can expect 70% of the questions in your exams will come from end of the chapter questions. Okay, so if you be sincere, solve the end of chapter questions, whatever doubts you have you can ask. Okay, not a problem, we can discuss in the class also. Okay, so that was a little bit on the neurons that was remaining in this chapter. We will move to the next chapter, that is the flower. Okay, so do all plants have flowers?
No.
No, sir.
No, all plants don't have flowers. So the plants that are going to produce the seeds, okay, so there you will see that first they will get some flowers. Okay, the seeds will be produced from the flowers. The flowers themselves are coming in so many varieties. Okay, how they look, their appearance, but also their structure, also it is a lot of diversity is there. But I'm sorry, but if you look at the general pattern, any flower general pattern it will have, there will be different whorls of the flower. Whorls means what?
So different sections.
Different
So
parts.
like
Whirlpool. Okay, so like you also know, like Whirlpool, some company, washing machines, Whirlpool, Whirl. Okay, something in the river there was a whirl formation. Okay, so whirl means something like is concentric circles. Okay, so it's kind of you can say like it is formed something like this. It's a whirling motion. So the flower also, if you take a cross section, then you will see that there are different concentric circles kind of arrangement. okay, of these structures of the flower. Okay, so firstly, the flower itself, it is a specialized shoot. It is a specialized shoot. Okay, shoot root. So shoot system in which leaves are modified into floral structures. So we can say that flowers are modified leaves. Okay, so flowers are nothing but specialized shoots in which leaves are modified. Okay, now we will see that what are the different worlds of the flower. Okay, there are the, in our syllabus we will be looking at the four worlds. Okay, four worlds. Four worlds will be there. Okay, the flower itself is a general structure of the flower. Okay, you can look at figure 4.1, page number 33. So basically the flower will be sitting on the a short twig kind of structure, that is called the stalk. Okay, stalk may or may not be present in all flowers. If it is presented, this we will see that we will calling it as a stalk, and above that one there will be a little bit swollen region, that is called the receptacle. Receptacle. Okay, on this receptacle the different whorls of the flowers will be arranged. The outermost whorl of the flower, okay, maybe I can use a different color. The outermost whorl of the flower is called the sepal, sepal. Okay, so sepals, they are forming the first whorl of the flower. First, and what you can say, first can be from in between also, from last also. So that's we will say that it is the first whorl. Okay, outermost whorl. Okay, this is the outermost. After this one we will see that there are the petals. So the petals, they can be considered to be the second whorl. Okay, first whorl, second whorl, and then the third whorl consists of the male reproductive structure of the flower. Okay, the male reproductive structure of the flower, which will consist of the made up of two structures. Okay, the long structure is called the filament, and the structure above it is called the anther. Okay, so filament and anther together make the male reproductive structure. Together this one is called the stamen. Okay, men, stamen. Okay, stamen, anther, filament, this is the male reproductive structure. Okay, so this is number 3. Okay. 1 2 3, 3 whorls are over. Then the fourth whorl is the female reproductive structure, which will consist of the, what we say, the pistil, and it is made up of the different regions. So the structure of the flower you also have to all practice. It is not a very difficult, okay, general. If you are not a great artist, it doesn't matter, but you should be able to make a general diagram, okay, that is labeled, and it should be clearly understandable. So this particular structure in the middle is the female reproductive structure, which is called the pistil. Okay, there are number of terms that are coming here. Okay, so you should memorize these terms, are important. The topmost region here is called the stigma. Okay, the long tube like structure is called the style. Stigma, style, ovary and ovule. And the small structures inside the ovary are called the ovules. Okay. The ovules are the eggs. All these eggs are concealed inside the ovary. Here is the stigma. Stigma will receive the pollen from this anther. Okay, the anther will produce some pollen. Okay, that is a very small spherical structures, round structures, very light. So they will come, when they fall here, they will germinate, and the long tube they will form, that will pass through this style region, and it will reach to the ovules, that is the eggs. Now this whole structure, stigma, style, ovary and ovule, is together called the pistil. That is the fourth word. Okay, the female reproductive structure as a whole is known as the gynoecium. Okay, and the male reproductive structure is referred to as the androecium. Androecium, gynoecium. Okay, this is the first thing in this chapter. Chapter is not very lengthy chapter, it's a very short chapter. Okay, 2-3 important points are there, mainly the reason why this chapter is kept separate. Okay, because in this chapter we will learn about what is the structure of the flower, parts of the flower, and then we will move on. In the next chapter we will see how it is going to function. Okay, how the flowers will be converted into fruits from which the seeds will come. The seeds will be useful for the propagation. Okay, how the organisms are going to propagate themselves, one generation after the next generation, how it is going to happen. Okay, so this one you followed, all of you, the structure of the flower.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so sepal, petal, first whorl, second whorl, third whorl, stamen, fourth whorl is the pistil. Okay, androecium, the male reproductive structure, gynoecium, female reproductive structure. Right, next, if any of these structures is missing in a flower, okay, for example, there may be some flowers in which the female reproductive structure is missing or the male reproductive structure is missing. Okay, then what will happen? Will that flower be able to be functional flower?
Yes, sir.
It is able to function. So how it is able to be functional?
So through cross pollination, pollen grain from other plant comes.
Can come, yes. So there are the different species of plants. Some of these they will have what we say incomplete flower. Okay, incomplete flower means one of them is missing, one of these whorls is missing. If it is missing, what it will do, it will have some flowers that are only male flowers and other are only female flowers. Okay, so only if the pollen from these flowers are coming to the other one, the pollination will take place, the fertilization will take place. So that is possible. If this is happening,